Mabuhay from the beautiful city of Manila! I'm back with from the channel Fragrance RX, and today I'll be reviewing a very warm and spicy fragrance. It's from the house of Calvin Klein. It's none other than Calvin Klein's CK1 Shock. So stay tuned. CK1 Shock was released in 2011 and it follows the success of the original CK1 which was launched in 1994. It is classified by Fragrantica as a warm spicy tobacco fragrance. And before anything else, let's start first with the presentation. For the presentation of Calvin Klein CK1 Shock, we have here first the box. It says CK1 Shock. For him, Calvin Klein, it's an eau de toilette concentration, 3.4 fluid ounce bottle, it's 100 milliliters. On the back, we can see the ingredients, the logo, Calvin Klein's cosmetics, and other information. On the top, we can see Calvin Klein, and on the bottom, we can see the batch code, there, the batch code, and the UPC code. As we open the box, we will see the website of Calvin Klein. So let's go now to the bottle. It comes with this sprayer, very typical of Calvin Klein fragrances. So much so for the box. Let's go now to the bottle. It comes with this bottle, CK1 Shock. The shock here is like a graffiti, like it's been spray paint. Maybe the creator, the designer of CK1 Shock is a fan of the Incredible Hulk because of the color. CK1 Shock for him, Calvin Klein. And here we can see the size of the bottle, 3.4 fluid ounce, 100 milliliters, bunch of information, and the batch code. The batch code is right here, a bunch of numbers there. And we will change the cap. This cap is for safety purposes, so it won't spill. It won't spill when we are traveling. So we'll just unscrew the cap, place the sprayer, and you're good to go. You're good to go. The sprayer of this one is good. Here, sprayed here on my left hand. Very good, it's okay. And that's for the presentation of CK1 Shock. The notes of CK1 Shock are the following. On the top, we have clementine, purple lavender, and cucumber. In the middle, we have osmanthus, black pepper, cardamom, and black basil. And on the base, we have chocolate, tobacco, ambrane, cashmere musk, and patchouli. Okay, so I have here the vintage bottle because it has the silver, the gray sprayer, and the reformulated version of CK1 Shock. Now, I already sprayed both of this on my hands, the reformulated here on my left hand and the vintage on the right hand. So now I will spray an initial spray to compare these two formulations. So let's try to spray them. Here, the new formulation. There you have it. And the vintage. Okay. A little backstory. I got these two fragrances, both of these, for a very cheap price. I won't tell the price, but it's less than 500 pesos. Roughly about less than $10. $10. You can get this for cheap, guys. Okay, so for the initial spray, for the reformulated version, right off the bat, I can smell the cardamom. The cardamom, the bubblegummy vibe. Not just the bubblegummy vibe, but also the energy drink vibe that the many people are saying. It's very sweet, but not that sweet which cloys you. This is more of the energy drink vibe and bubblegum vibe. It's a very happy fragrance. Going to the vintage, there's not much difference between the two formulation, but to my perspective, I can smell that the vintage version is more deep, more rough. The reformulated version is milder compared to the vintage, which has something in it, something dark, something rough. It's more potent. I can smell it very easily. Unlike the reformulated version, you have to really put your nose. The vintage really projects. Now, let's try to smell the dry down. This is the reformulated version. I can barely smell this fragrance. The reformulated version, it's just an hour, but I really can't detect it anymore. But I can smell tobacco. That's the predominant note of the dry down of CK1 Shock. Tobacco and amber. Now the vintage, yes, I can still smell the vintage. Yes, tobacco and amber. And something sweet like the chocolate. I think it's chocolate. I forgot to mention that the opening of CK1 Shock really reminds me of this fragrance, 1 million Privé. There, 1 million Privé. They smell the same. Tobacco in the sense that they smell very similar, these two fragrances, but not the same as Dolce & Gabbana's The One Eau de Parfum and here Spice Bomb Extreme. They're not the same. The only fragrance that I can associate with CK1 Shock is 1 million Privé. Now going back to the notes. Yes, cardamom is really strong here in this fragrance, CK1 Shock. There's a little bit of tobacco and amber, but the opening is really a cardamom bomb. Very bubblegummy vibe, very energy drink vibe. Now, as it develops into the mid and dry down, the tobacco starts to come out of this fragrance and together with the amber. So, from the start, from the initial spray, we have cardamom, and on the middle and the base, we have tobacco and amber. For the complements of CK1 Shock, well, I wish you good luck with that because CK1 Shock really doesn't project at all. Your partner or date will need to be close to you, in close proximity to you before you are noticed by her. And that's the sad thing about it. You really need to overspray this one in order for her to smell you. I will touch that number of sprays, 4 to 5 sprays. I think will be enough. You can overspray this one because I keep on emphasizing it. This fragrance doesn't project at all. The only difference between the vintage and the reformulated version is the vintage lasts a little bit longer and it's rougher, richer compared to the reformulated one, but they are still non-projectors at all. Setting. This fragrance is perfect on the cooler weather, especially now that we are heading the Christmas season. It will be cooler. This one, you can rock this one, and in air-conditioned rooms. Age group, well, I can say people on their college years because this is somehow a mature fragrance. Now, I will rate this one right now. So for the smell, I can say that this one is an 8 out of 10 because it's a tobacco fragrance. It's a bubblegummy fragrance. It's an energy drink vibe fragrance, but it's nothing special. There are other similar fragrances that smells the same as CK1 Shock, which projects more and lasts longer, like what I've mentioned a while ago, 1 million Privé. Uniqueness. I give this one a 7 out of 10 because it smells the same, like 1 million Privé, even Herod, but it's more similar with 1 million Privé. So for the uniqueness, I give it an 8 out of 10. Performance, oh geez, performance 5? No, I give it a 4. 4 out of 10 because this fragrance lasts on my skin for about 3 to 4 hours, and that's it. it's a skin scent. You really have to put your nose near your skin in order for you to smell it. Projection, 5. 5 out of 10. Doesn't project at all. Maybe about an hour, and that's it. Sillage, 6. No, yes, 6 out of 10, because it will leave like this. Maybe half an arm's length. Like that. So 6 out of 10 for the sillage. Versatility, 7 out of 10, because it's perfect for the cooler weather as a date scent, and for formal occasions, especially when you are in a cooler environment in an air-conditioned room. So for the final rating of CK1 Shock, well, you do the math, but I will give this one a 6 out of 10. The final question is CK1 Shock prescription worthy? Definitely no. Well, I've mentioned the negative sides of CK1 Shock a while ago. And guys, I'm a tobacco lover. I have this 1 million Privé, the one Eau de Parfum, here, Spice Bomb. I love tobacco fragrances. I love spicy fragrances. I'm into spicy fragrances. I'm into CK Shock. But the problem is the longevity. Longevity, performance, sillage. How I wish this CK1 Shock lasts longer on my skin. My friends, my fragrance friends are amazed at my skin because my skin can hold fragrances longer, unlike them which eats fragrances. Imagine the one Eau de Parfum. It is called the 1 hour here in the Philippines because it's literally an hour. Only lasts for an hour, but the one Eau de Parfum lasts on my skin for about 8 hours plus. So I was expecting that it will go the same. CK1 Shock will also last on my skin. It didn't. Imagine I sprayed CK1 Shock maybe about 7 a.m. and it's gone by 10 a.m. I can't smell it anymore. And it doesn't project. How I wish Calvin Klein made this fragrance. How I wish Calvin Klein didn't reformulate it at first place. I'm really disappointed with CK1 Shock. How I wish they formulated this fragrance to last longer. It's a good fragrance, guys. Don't get me wrong. It's a good fragrance on its own, but the performance really sucks. Damn, I hate it. Yes, you can bring a decant, but it's so much hassle if you will respray all over again. Your classmates, the ones sitting beside you, will keep on smelling the top notes over and over again. So that's my honest review of CK1 Shock. What are your thoughts on CK1 Shock? What other tobacco fragrances do you have in your collection? Again, leave your comments below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, Fragrance RX. Again, this is Wedzer from the channel Fragrance RX, your fragrance doctor. See you in the next video. Have a nice day and stay fragrant!